Hi, welcome to Sumery P. It's my final day in Gothenburg, Sweden, and I thought I can't go without sharing one of the most popular desserts that the Swedish love eating. It's called, I'm not going to be able to say this right, I'm just looking at my notes, Kladdkaka. So it's a sticky chocolate cake that is meant to be kind of undercooked in the middle. I've only got buckwheat flour left, so I'm going to try doing a buckwheat flour version today. So let's get mixing. Oh, what I should mention is that it's sold at Ikea and you can buy it in most supermarkets. I'll pop some photos up here. But I thought a homemade version is probably going to taste even better, and it's often served with vanilla ice cream and berries. So what's in it? It's really simple. Simple ingredients. I pretty much have these left over, so I need to use them up. First of all, I've melted some unsalted butter in the microwave, so that's cooling. There's 100 grams there. There's 2 eggs, cocoa powder, as I said, flour, vanilla. I've only got vanilla powder and some sugar. So what we need to do, first step, is grab the flour. So that's 1 cup or 150 grams. And I'm doing it sitting down because my lighting is really dull here today. And this is the best angle. So I've got 3 tablespoons of cocoa powder that I already measured out. So I'm just popping that in with the flour. So we've got our cocoa and our flour. So I'm just going to whisk that together. And I'm doing a recipe inspired by a website called Scandinavian Kitchen. And they said it only takes 10 minutes. And I've got my oven preheating to, it's about 190 degrees, and there's no fan on that oven. So you might need to test your own oven. It's a bit tricky here. It's not my usual oven. Stop talking, Sue. I'm going to add my vanilla into my flour, just 1 teaspoon, because it's dry. But if you're using liquid vanilla, actually, because it's powder, I'm going to add half a teaspoon of vanilla powder into this flour mix. If you're using vanilla extract or vanilla essence, I would add 1 teaspoon, but to the liquids. So pop that aside. So into the bowl with the sugar, we've got 150 grams of sugar, which is 3/4 of a cup. I've got 2 whole eggs. And let me just check the butter. Yep, the butter's cold. So I'm going to whisk the butter in with that. So this is where you put your vanilla in if you're using liquid vanilla. So I'm just going to whisk that together until it's a bit creamy. And I'm just using regular white sugar, but if you've got caster sugar in the house, you can use that. I've just checked my notes. I was meant to add the butter last, but let's see how it goes. Whoops. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit of the flour at a time, because that's what my recipe says for me to do. And there are other recipes out there that have melted chocolate in here, but I want to do just the classic simple one. I think if you add the flour mix a little at a time, it makes sure you don't have any lumps. It's really hard to mix sitting down. If you're new here today, consider subscribing. I'm usually in London doing videos in my regular kitchen, but we had an opportunity to travel here for my husband's work. Okay, last bit of flour. And it's fun in other countries trying what they eat. And I did a little video last week of a tour of the area we're staying, so I'll pop the link up here if you're curious to check that out. I called it a travel vlog, but it's really a food vlog, because most of my tips on where to go are based on food. I think I'm going to swap over to this spatula now. And if you're making this at home and you've got a mixer or an electric beaters, you just use those. You don't have to do it by hand. I'm a bit challenged here. I don't have all my regular funny equipment, tools. Okay, it's looking pretty smooth. It's like a brownie mix. Now I've got a 20 centimetre or 8-inch tin, and I've greased it with butter around the edge and just lined it with paper on the bottom. It's a spring-form tin. So I'm going to scoop all this out. And I'm doing it with buckwheat flour, as I said, but feel free to add regular flour. You could do it with spelt flour, gluten-free flour. Now I just need to smooth the top. Now if I was at home, I'd probably use my icing spatula to smooth it over. It's always good to tap it to get the air bubbles out. I'm going to bake it on a tray, like so, because just in case it seeps out of the springform tin. And the recipe says I need to bake it for 15 to 20 minutes. It's best to be underbaked. I'm going to keep an eye on it at 15 minutes and I'll come back and show you. So my 15-minute timer went off, and apparently you use a toothpick to check the sides, and if that comes out clean, then it's ready. Cool for a minute or so, but I might get like a little plastic spatula to go around the sides to help it out. The apartment has these great little plastic things from Ikea, which I must get some in my toolbox because they're really good. I don't have anything like this at home. Okay, it seems to be coming away from the sides fairly easily. Hopefully my centre is still sticky and gooey. It doesn't look very rich in chocolate. So maybe if you want a richer cake, you could probably add some melted dark chocolate. But let's have a look. Just need a cloth to take the ring off because it's super hot. Okay, I'm going to cut into it and see if it oozes out. Ideally, this is best served warm for dessert. It's not really dessert time here, but I'm going to try it anyway. It's morning tea time. What can I lift it up with? I'm a bit challenged with utensils, so I'm going to use the knife and see if I can get that from there onto a plate. Oh, it's sticky gooey. Look at that. I grabbed fresh raspberries because I love raspberries and chocolate, so I've got some of those from the supermarket this morning. So I'm going to add those. And I think it really needs ice cream. So I'm going to grab vanilla ice cream from the freezer. How cute is this tiny little ice cream? It's like half a litre, and I had no idea what I was buying, what was in it, but I was taken by the cuteness of the packaging. So let me scoop some of the vanilla ice cream on here. All right, let's do a taste test. It's quite good. It's not very rich. It's kind of more like a milk chocolate pudding, and add a little bit more dark chocolate because I like things a little bit richer. For a really quick dessert at home that you could whip up in 10 minutes, with just ingredients you got on standby. That's pretty good. So no wonder Ikea sells so many, and it's in every frozen supermarket, in every frozen area of the supermarket. Yeah, next time I'll definitely add a little bit more cocoa powder, and I'll write that in the notes if you want it stronger and more chocolatey, add more cocoa powder, or drop a little bit of maybe a quarter of a cup of dark chocolate chips. Hope you've enjoyed my Swedish cake today. Hit the thumbs up if you've liked it. Share it with a friend. Try baking it at home and let me know. And I'll see you next time. Oh, stick around. I'll pop some few other recipes up above. And stay tuned. I'm going to try and bake at home some Swedish plaited braided bread. So stay tuned because that should be coming out in a week or so. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. I'm going to go and enjoy this. Yum, yum, yum.